Hey, welcome into another status update video. Today is Tuesday, May 25th. I am doing well. I hope you guys are doing well. My work has brought me to this 2018 Ricky Stenhouse Jr. John Deere car. In 2018, looks like Roush had a little nostalgic desire and worked up with John Deere and a la little Chad Little, and had Ricky drive a couple John Deere schemes that year. One was this throwback scheme that he drove at Darlington, and I'll be making that here shortly. But this one was requested by Mr. MB, and so it is in the works. One thing that makes this car somewhat difficult to build is the decals are short across this nose, and I've had this happen before. You've seen it with some of the Ryan Blaney cars, but on some of these Fusions you can see how short that comes up on that side and on this side. The decal set just doesn't get all the way, and so I'm left to paint that area, match up, or I've got to mix some paint because there's not one paint color that matches that. And I've done this a couple times before, and I'll just need to do it again. Don't recall what the formula was, but I've got a few paints here. I've got this green beret testers here. You can see the color there on there. The olive helps. This is a flat olive that I've had for a while, and that really is probably the closest. I don't need a lot of paint. I've got this just in case. This is a green metallic flake, I think. Not sure I'll be using that. Probably just need to mix a couple of these together to get the right shade there, and so I'll be doing that. One other thing about the decal set here, which, and this is I really like this car. I'm always a fan of the yellow. I don't know, and of course it's a 17, right? So as a Matt Kenseth fan, that's going to stick out to me. But it's just a nice looking car. I like that green and gold combination. But what's interesting about the decal set is it's just a little big. Right, so you have this wheel well back here, and it's it's just small. You can see that, and the front here, here's the Goodyear, but the wheel well is these decals extend into the wheel well very easily. So what I do is I trim a little bit, and then I fold, and you can see here. Just this gets folded up in there, and not so much here because I kind of trimmed this, but a little bit of that yellow you can see right there, and then this not really that much either because I trimmed this a little bit more. But yeah, you can see kind of this this yellow kind of streaks coming back this way. It's pretty cool. Anyways, so I'm going to work that and finish up this car. The back end is interesting too because there's a couple different options. There's this piece that goes across here, and then the decal set comes with a couple different options here. You've got this piece here that goes along the bottom, and then you've got, when I say options, you've got that could go in there, the John Deere or this John Deere. And so I just need to double check the pictures of the car and see exactly what was there when it was driven on the racetrack and put that right piece in there. So, it's one thing that it's funny when I watch the races, and we'll get to the race in Austin, Texas here in a minute, but when I watch the races, that's usually what I'm looking for, right? Is I mean, the pictures of the car are, like this are our standard. Everybody likes to look at the hood and the side and the roof. But I like to look at the back. I want to see what the back says. I want to see what's on the trunk lid, because that's just not a view that people typically want to see. And so when I watch the race, I'm like, ooh, what's on the back here? Because, yeah, it's just harder to find pictures of the cars like that. Yeah, so what a crazy race on Sunday. I have to tell you, I was pretty disappointed. I'm not a fan of Kevin Harvick by any stretch of the imagination, but I definitely agreed with him. I thought racing in a little bit of a rain is not a big deal, but when there's that water spray and there's water on the track that gets sprayed up and you can't see if you're following somebody, it's just dumb. It's dumb to race in those conditions. And I'm really disappointed with NASCAR not being a little bit more proactive, seeing the problems and addressing them early on. I mean, they waited for, who was it? I know Ryan Blaney got wrecked, even though he continued on. Bubba Wallace got, in a wreck. Cole Custer and Truex, they squunched each other. And then of course Harvick was in his wreck. I think Christopher Bell was in a wreck too. All those guys wrecked out, and then NASCAR throws the red flag, and brings out the Air Titans and blows off the track. I don't know. I was very disappointed with NASCAR. I hate to see racing in those conditions, as Harvick said. It's just unsafe. It's just not safe. I don't think necessarily he has a problem racing in the rain when there's a little bit of rain and using the rain tires. But again, where you have that visibility is massively impaired, you can't race like that. So NASCAR's got some maturing to do. It's just a shame that they weren't proactive enough, identify the conditions on the track, and at least throw the red flag, or at least the yellow flag. Get the Air Titans out there, blow off the track, and go again. And then at the end of the race, that was so crazy to me that they called it. And I'm not a big conspiracy theorist guy, but here's Chase Elliott, the favorite, struggling most of the day, finally gets into the lead late in the race. Oh, and he's 2 laps short on fuel. They call the race because of rain when he's leading. So, anyways, it's just, I'm not, saying that's why they called the race, because he was leading and had to pit. So he might not have won if they went back green, but I don't know. Just very interesting to me. I thought the race was, I thought it was good racing when it was competitive and people were, out there able to see. But when the water, the standing water got significant enough and they had, a massive amount of spray, and I thought it was funny late in the race. They were just, the announcers were just looking forward to saying rooster tail. Look at the rooster tail. Look at the rooster tail. I was like, come on, guys, can you use some other phrase? It's a little weird. But anyways, I'm not a fan of races being called, to be honest with you. I like to see things go to the end, and they had plenty of daylight left. They had a few hours of daylight. They had rain tires. They could have easily waited out the rain that was coming, blew off the track, and went green again for the last 14 laps. But oh well, it is what it is. But okay, look what I got to show you guys. I think this COVID stuff is over. At least from the impact of shipping, because I received my latest order from overseas, and I will show that to you guys now and let you know what's coming. 54 Monster Energy Xfinity 2021 Ty Gibbs. So very excited to do this paint scheme. Of course, it's a Supra, And yeah, finally last night I ordered a bunch of Supras off of eBay. Plan B Sales was out of stock of the Supras that from what I saw. And so I ordered some off of eBay. Not the best price, but it is what it is. Because I need some Supras for some of these Starburst cars and a couple that Mr. MR has asked for. But I really wanted to do this scheme. I haven't gotten a formal order for them, but I can only imagine that this is a hot car that would be very valuable. Ty Gibbs winning his first Xfinity race for Joe Gibbs for his grandpa, and doing it in the Monster Energy number 54. So super excited to do that paint scheme. And no, I'm not selling the decals. All right. We got a John Hunter Nemechek, Death Wish Coffee, Mustang. Had a request for this. So I had the black, as you saw on the Ty Gibbs, I had the black background removed. Here's the World's Strongest Coffee, Death Wish Coffee car. This will be a really nice car. Looking forward to doing that. All right, what else we got in here? As you can see, I already opened this, so I was too excited last night when I opened it, or when I got it. So, had a couple requests for Kurt Busch, number 1 Monster, and so I'll be making this one. This is the specific scheme that he drove to Victory Lane. I believe it was Kansas. I can't remember the track, or Kentucky, one of those K's, and had a request for this. And so actually a couple of them, maybe 3. So I'll be making a few of those. Always popular Kurt Busch monster cars because Lionel doesn't make them. So, all right. Here's a Justin Allgaier. Thank you, all essential workers, United for America car, Xfinity car. And what's interesting about this scheme is I had the hardest time figuring out if I was going to remove, which background I was going to remove, the white, the yellow, the blue. Yeah, I had a hard time. The blue, okay, yeah, I was going to keep the blue most likely. But the yellow, up around the windows is always a pain to do. That's a pain. And of the roof areas, the seam where the roof meets the side is always a pain. And so I was very interested in removing the yellow, but at the same time, the white is the whole hood. You got the trunk, you got the bottom area around the headlights. And so between the yellow and the white, I had a hard time deciding, and just ultimately decided to do the white. So we'll see how it goes. But very interesting paint scheme. This won't be the easiest car that I've made. And yeah, Mr. Doug, I'll be making one of these for you. I know it's been a while. Apologize for that. Okay, I had a request for Terry Labonte's Last Ride, the C&J Energy Service. Made this car many years ago. It's a 2014. Had the white background removed here and here along the hood. And so, yeah, do that. One of the earlier Fusion bodies, 2013, 2014 bodies will do. All right. Come on. So, had a number of requests for more of the Kyle Busch number 18 Thank You Heroes car. And so ordered another sheet of these, and I'll be making those. This car is pretty straightforward, making this car. White background removed. Yeah, so that will be happening. And then the last sheet I got here is a Kurt Busch number 1 Advent Health car. And so this was his playoff car and had a request for this, so definitely be making it. A lot going on here with the green, the blue, a lot of matching up the seams here to here and here. So I'll be honest with you guys, I'm not always looking forward to making some of these customs. Our natural desire is just to make something simple, and some of these harder ones, sometimes I'm up for it and sometimes I'm not. At the current moment, I'm not really up for it, but I'll get those creative and worker bee juices going and drop the hammer and do it when time comes. So it's interesting here. You have a name on the side here. I'm not sure what that is just yet, but it's not Kurt Busch's name. And there's his signature on the driver's side. So he had a honoring somebody on the passenger side during this race. So I think that's pretty cool. So that's it, guys. Those are the decals I've got. This is the work I've got going. I'll do a quick scan of my board here. I sent a last call to Tyler. You had asked for these two cars. I sent you an email. Doesn't look like you are responding, so I'm going to put these up for sale. This is a Ryan Blaney, number 12 Sylvania Menards Talladega win car. This is one that NASCAR Authentics came out and made, but I've custom made it. So I'm just going to offer it to you guys. If there's any one of you that would like this car, make me an offer. Don't make me an offer for less than $12. I'll tell you that right now. I'm not going to accept it. But if you would like this car, just make me an offer, and we'll go from there. Not sure exactly how I'll do that, but I'd like to, I make these cars. I'd like to get them in the hands of people that either requested them or want them. So that is one there. And then here's a Matt Kenseth McDelivery. This is the memorial car that he drove. I've customized it to that race. You guys saw this a few videos back. This one I'm going to sell for the regular price of $25. And so if you're interested in that as a Matt Kenseth fan, there you go. So that's that. First come, first serve on the Kenseth one, and the other one, I'm probably gonna just, whoever makes me the highest offer over the next few days, I'll sell that Ryan Blaney one to you. And like I said earlier in my last video, well, maybe at the very end, I'm not really happy with eBay. Their fees have gone up, and I don't know. I like eBay. They've been a great platform for me. I'll continue to sell on there from time to time, but you're probably going to see me put less vehicles up there for sale. Their fees have gotten ridiculous, and I'm just not interested in that. At some point, these platforms, they really start gouging you, and what they do is they force you to raise your prices, and I just don't want to do that. I don't want to do that to you guys that are, buying my customs and people on eBay buying my stuff. So, anyways, that's what's going on there. Eventually, I'll make another De Benedetto Menards monster car. I've got a couple Columbia cars. One for you, Mr. MR, and I'm at the stage here, Billy, with these two. Again, giving you first right of refusal for these. Oops. And saw your text. That was interesting stuff. But I'm going to put this back together here. Need to paint the blue here. I got a couple coats of sealer, so this is pretty much ready to be. I'm going to have to tape it off and spray paint the back blue like we talked about before. I've got a McDonald's car. This one is actually another one for myself in my own collection. And then as I'm waiting for the Supras to come in, because I got a bunch of Supras to do, I got 3 Starburst number 54s and a number 19 throwback. As I wait for the Supras to come in, I've got a, as I showed you earlier, a Ricky Stenhouse number 2018-17 Darlington throwback with the throwback rims. Here's, a Trevor Bain donor car. And then I wanted to do something weird with a couple of my Ken Seth Fusions. So I'll show you what I'm thinking here real quick. So I've got this Oscar Mayer car or decal set that I had the orange background removed. And what I'm thinking to do here, and I've got this other one, right? This 2018 Wyndham Rewards car that you can get, with the blue. I had the blue background removed. So I was thinking of doing a couple things. I was thinking of doing a couple of them. Well, this one I'm thinking of doing with a black background, because I just think the black and the orange will match well. You've got some white lettering here with the Fusion and the Wyndham Rewards here in this corner. The signature is kind of a whitish, orangish color, reddish color almost. So anyways, I was thinking of doing this with black as a special black paint scheme. One of a kind. This is my last set. And so I was thinking that. And then on this one, I mean, it's hard to steer away from red, white, and blue. But I was thinking of either doing this again with a black, because I had the blue background removed, right? I was thinking of doing black, which basically is the roof, the hood, and the front end. And then the back side is going to be white, right? But I was thinking of doing black here, or possibly even like a silver. Let me know what you guys think. I like to do things that, I think are interesting and unique when I do these kind of paint schemes that I buy the decal sets for, make a few of them, and then lo and behold, Lionel makes them. And of late, if they don't, if I see a DNP for their, for their cars, sometimes it's, they come out with NASCAR Authentics, and that's exactly what happened with this scheme. So anyways, something to think about. Weigh in if you would. Trying to get some feedback from you guys before I embark on this. And yeah, so it's kind of funny. I've got my drill upstairs and I'm working on my wood flooring, and that's why I haven't drilled these out yet. So eventually I'll get to that and do that. But I've got my drill upstairs as I use my drill for making sure the floor, the plywood on the floor is completely secured down. Over time, some of those screws back up into the carpet padding, and I've got to put them back down again. And anyways, wood flooring's coming along. I've got about, I think, 4 or 5 more days on that, and then I should be done. So thankfully that'll be done, and my wife will be happy, and the kids will be happy, that the room will be back in order and all that. So all right, guys, I appreciate you following, appreciate you subscribing, appreciate your feedback as well, and hope you guys are having a blessed day. And it's funny, I think about this when I say it. I hope you're having a blessed day, but sometimes we're not having a blessed day, right? We're having a difficult day. Circumstances are rough. People may be in our face. We may have gotten, just a bad deal of cards for that day. But I pray that through it all, that you guys will maintain a strength and make it through the day, that God will give you the energy and the patience, the kindness that you need to make it through your day, in spite of things not going maybe as well as you would like. Just like the weather, we've got sunny days, beautiful days, and then sometimes we've got the cloudy, gray, stormy days, and we've got to weather that storm. And so I pray that on those, if it's not going to be a nice sunny day, pray that through your cloudy day, that you'll rely on the Lord, and He'll give you the strength, patience, kindness, endurance that you need to make it through and to honor Him through it all. So God bless you guys, and we will talk to you soon.